Hello, everybody, and welcome back to the Mana Cave. My name is Ed.
My name's Travis.
And today we are going on to the finals of the 2019 Brawl Deck Showdown.
Brawl,
yes. It seems like
Brawl?
It seems like these decks came out forever ago. It was actually quite a while when they came out. Not a super long time. But
it's more that it seems like Magic has kind of buried them. Even though I can still hear talk about them.
Yeah. We sort of discussed this in one of the previous ones, but yeah, this really fell victim to like the conspiracy, which is a cool set that comes out, which isn't really standard, and it just gets steamrolled by the next thing that comes out almost immediately after they were released. Yeah. And I was not interested in Brawl at all. I got to play it at Magic Arena. They got me hooked, and then they basically did nothing to support it past that. So here we are, supporting it the best we can. And Travis, what deck are you playing today?
It is the Chulane Teller of Tales deck. It's called
Wild Bounty. Yes.
Wild Bounty. It is a Bant deck, blue, white, and green. And that's about all I know about it. Other than Chulane, I know that Chulane is awesome. I feel like I keep banging your table today. I'm sorry.
It's okay. Don't worry about it.
I should stop bringing it up, shouldn't I? Let's do it. For 5 mana, Chulane is a 2/4 Human Druid, and really awesome art, too, which looks great in foil with the stuff going on there. 2/4 Vigilance. Whenever you cast a creature spell, draw a card, then you may put a land card from your hand on the battlefield.
Yeah.
Value.
Yeah.
You can also, for 3 and tapping, and 3 of anything, by the way, return target creature from your control to its owner's hand. If it was a 1/1, I'd be like, wow, he's only 1/1. But no, he's still, on top of that, he's got a big butt. I like him.
Yeah, and I like big butts.
Yeah.
Cannot lie.
Cannot lie.
And I am playing the Faerie Schemes deck, which is by far my favorite deck of all the Brawl decks. I actually really liked pretty much all the... Not pretty much. I liked all the Brawl decks. Even Savage Hunger, which I wasn't super crazy about, but I warmed up to near the end. So.
I didn't do a great job of piloting the first 2 decks.
You had some rough luck, but this could end up turning... anything can happen in Magic, right? Anything can happen. Now, my commander in the Faerie Schemes deck is Alela, Artful, Provocateur. I love that word. For 1, a white, a blue, and a black, it is a 2/3 Fairy Warlock. It's got Flying, Death Touch, and Lifelink. Other creatures you control with Flying get +1/+0, and whenever you cast an artifact or an enchantment spell, create a 1/1 blue Fairy creature token with Flying.
I do like how they're all really well built commanders. They all function on multiple levels with each other.
Yeah.
Multiple abilities going off.
A lot of thought did go into the making. They did put a lot of thought into making these Brawl commanders. Like they were really trying to push the format, and then
3 colors.
Then nothing. One thing to note is we are starting at life totals at 25. We made the mistake of starting at 30 for the first 2 rounds that we played. We've now corrected that, so our starting life totals in a 1v1 game of Brawl is going to be 25. So thanks for letting us know in the comment section, and we have fixed that. You'll have seen our opening hands. We have not rolled to see who's going to go first.
I did mulligan.
Oh, you did mulligan, so you're starting at 6 cards. I'm starting at 7. Our hands are being shown, so we don't have to worry about that. Got some dice there for you?
Got a green and a white dice.
7. Ooh, 12.
Technically, that was
you
skewed,
go.
but
that's okay. Cocked, as they say. It's cocked.
So is she on Twitter, Alela?
Because she's a provocateur.
Provocateur. They're good. They're fun people to follow on Twitter. I've always. I figure after the word provocateur was just not something we wanted to put on a card, but apparently they disagreed with Travis and thought let's put the word provocateur.
I love saying that word. I don't know why. It's just one of those words that rolls off your tongue, you know?
Cellar door. Lycanthrope. I gotta go first, huh?
You get to go first.
Are you ready?
I am ready.
I hit you with the word lycanthrope, and now you're like, what? My first play is going to be the classic Evolving Wilds.
Oh, nice.
I'm gonna go switch for I believe it is a Plains.
So you can tap it and sack it.
I guess I really should take a step by step, right? Evolving Wilds is just a land. You can tap it, sacrifice Evolving Wilds, search your library for any basic land, put it on the battlefield tapped, shuffle your library.
There we go.
It does not specify gate, so I can't go get a gate, which would be nice. But I'm going to get a plain old Plains.
It's interesting because normally, like when we play Commander and someone plays Evolving Wilds, because there's 4 of us, you're just like, go ahead and go. I'll finish this up. But when it's 2 players, I feel bad because you kind of, especially if it's first turn, you have to kind of wait for the person. So I don't want to have to. I'm not rushing you as I'm saying that. So.
Got that. That's going to enter tapped. This will go into my graveyard, also tapped.
There we go. What, did I not cut it properly?
No. The cards don't go to the graveyard tapped.
Tapped. Okay, I wasn't paying any attention to you. I noticed that in editing sometime is Travis will say stuff, some funny stuff, and I will be a million miles away and not hear it whatsoever.
I guess I'm a provocateur in some ways. No, it doesn't even make. Anyhow, it is your turn, sir.
I do catch it in editing, though.
Really
So yes, I appreciate your humor in editing.
There you go. At some point.
Draw. I'm going to play Dismal Backwater. It's going to enter the battlefield tapped, and when it enters the battlefield, I gain 1 life. So I'm up to 26. Travis, you may go, sir.
Untap, upkeep. Oh, come on, man. No, it just I drew another planes.
That's okay.
That's why I was like, come on, something new, something interesting. I went and fished for that planes, and I drew one. I will play Thornwood Falls, not the planes I just drew. Into the battlefield tapped, and when it's battlefield, I gain life. So
there we go, tied.
26-26.
Even Steven.
No turn 1, turn 2 with my planes, so I will pass to you.
Okay. Alrighty, well, I'm going to play an Evolving Wilds. And I'm going to tap, sack this.
Enter the graveyard tapped.
It enters the graveyard tapped. I'm actually going to just find... I'm just going to grab this island and put it into play tapped. I'm going to shuffle up my library. Okay, there you go, sir.
Lots of lands and shuffling and...
There we go, and pass the turn to you.
Tap. Draw. The only reason I'm putting my lands forward is because there's nothing else there.
To drive me absolutely crazy?
Because nothing else there. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to play an island, and then I'm going to tap 3. So I'll tell you why I'm laughing. I'm going to play for 1 green and 2 of anything. I'm going to play District Guide. It's an Elf Scout. When it enters the battlefield, you may search the library for a basic land card or gate card, reveal it, and put it into your hand, then shuffle your library. So I literally drew the 1 land card I was going to go searching for when I took this turn. So I will take that opportunity to search my library. I guess I'm gonna look for a gate because I think that's better value if I can find a gate. I know I was talking gates for a second there. I ended up grabbing a forest because it goes to my hand and not the battlefield. I kind of want an untapped land, so I chose a plain old forest.
No, I get you.
So there that is.
You don't have to explain yourself to me.
I'll explain to them. Because I was all psyched about these gates. That was a lazy man shuffle, so if I get nothing but like land from this, I get to blame the shuffle. Boom. That forest goes in my hand. I got a 2/2 on the board.
It goes into your hand?
No, the land goes in my hand, yeah.
Okay.
That's what I was saying. Yeah.
Okay.
First time I played the card, I've seen it before, but search your library for a basic land or gate card, reveal it, put it in your hand, then shuffle your library.
Okay.
So, pass to you now with my 2/2.
Pass to me.
So, I mean, if you look at the art, it looks like she's kind of flying, but not really. So, I'm going to say she's got flying.
Okay, sure. Flavor-wise, she is. Why is my
flying.
island upside down? There we go. I'm going to play a Plains. I'm going to pay 3 and bring out the Empyrean Eagle. It's a 2/3 bird spirit. It's got flying. Other creatures I control with flying get +1/+1. And I'll pass the turn to you.
Jeez, you got like potentially two flying buffers. I'm untapping if you get your commander out. I'm drawing. Forest.
Okay.
It's got flying. Can't even block it anyway. Slow ride. Take it easy. I'm going to tap for 4 to play the Firemine Vessel. Firemine Vessel enters the battlefield tapped. Man, I don't know about this. Maybe I'm used to playing a little bit of red. I got a need for speed. It is not happening today. I can tap it to add 2 mana of different colors. When it, So next turn, in theory, I can be up to 6 mana? 7?
Nice.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Yeah. However, it's tapped. I pass 2 because I'm not going to attack into your 2/3.
Draw. Gonna play another Plains. I think it's time, Travis.
You're going to combat?
Blue.
Oh, what?
Black. White. To bring out my commander. Alela, Artful, Provocateur. So, other creatures I control with flying get +1/+1. Other creatures I control with flying get +1/+1, or +1/+0, and this is +1/+1. So she right now is a 3/4, and the eagle is a 3/3. I'm going to move to combat and swing in with my now 3/3 eagle.
I personally feel like my Elf Scout has flying, but apparently she does not. So I'm taking 3 to the face, which drops me down to 23.
There we go. And I pass the turn out to you, sir.
That's got to be a big turn for me. Big turn, big turn, big turn. Big card. Ooh, what are you? Oh, look at you. Yeah, that does kind of change what I was going to do. I think. It's 5 mana. We can do some count here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Using with just the 1. So then I might as well play my Celestia Guildgate. And I'm going to walk into a removal spell. 1, 2, we'll say blue and white. 3, 4, 5. To cast the Faerie formation. 5/4 flyer. Goosh!
Wow.
And I can tap 3 of anything and a blue, and I can create a 1/1 blue fairy creature token with flying, and you get to draw a card.
Nice.
So you create a token, draw a card.
Very nice.
It's decent. You know, not super splashy, but there should be. I'm not going to tack into your 2/3 with my 2/2, so I pass back to you.
Back to me.
Back to you.
Okay.
See what I did there? It's like 2/2, you.
Yeah.
Again, I'm not complaining about that. I don't know enough if I'm going too slow with this format. I feel like I'm, girl, am I going too slow?
I'm playing a swamp.
Justin Bieber and all,
I'm going to annoy the living hell out of you.
Give it up.
And I'm going to tap for 3 of the right ones. I'm going to tap for 3. And cast Prison Realm. It's an enchantment. When it enters the battlefield, exile target creature or planeswalker an opponent controls until Prison Realm leaves the battlefield. When it enters the battlefield, I get to scry 1. So I'm going to exile your big old party of your Faerie formation. And I'm going to scry 1. I'm just going to put that on the bottom. When an enchantment enters whenever I cast, that should have happened when I cast it. Whenever I cast an artifact or enchantment spell, I create a 1/1 blue fairy with flying. I'm going to move to combat.
All right, sir. I'm
going to swing in with my eagle and with my Artful Provocateur.
All right. I still have no flying blockers, and this is going pretty bad. So they're both 3/3s?
6, yeah, 6 in total.
6 again, so I'm down.
Well, this
now.
is a 3/4.
Okay, yeah.
I gain 3 because of the lifelink, so I'm up to 29.
I'm down to 17. Jeez.
And the fairy right now, the 1/1 fairy is actually a 3/2 because of the double effect of these two. That's my turn. I'm going to pass it to you.
I want the record to state I'm not very good at Brawl, apparently. Oop, I untapped my mana there. Okay. All right. I don't even know what you are, but you're not important right now. Well, maybe I should read this card. Maybe it's important.
I thought you were going to read it out loud. I was like, don't read it out loud,
You're not bad, kid. But I still think I got to do this play first. I'm going to play a Plains. So I'm going to set that mana there aside. While I come over here and look at this mana here. Okay. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to tap for green, and X equal to 1, 2, 3. To cast the Steelbane Hydra. Turtle Hydra. Love that art. So it enters the battlefield with X +1/+1 counters on. So right now he just has 3 +1/+1 counters because X is equal to 3.
Okay.
I can spend a green and 2 of any color to remove a +1 counter from Steelbane Hydra or destroy target artifact or enchantment. So I'm going to tap for 3, 1 being green, 2 being anything, to remove +1 counter from that and destroy target artifact or enchantment.
Nice.
So
that leaves the battlefield.
I thought it was a very good play. You know what? I'm going to attack because your fairy's toughness is only 2, right?
Yes.
So you'll either take 2 or take out a fairy or play
I think I'll take the 2.
Okay.
So I'm down to 27.
You are, sir. He does not have reach or anything like that. He just, But anytime I see the words +1 counter, I think, hey, does he got his place in my +1 counter themed deck?
Yeah.
maybe that's pretty good to be able to destroy enchantments and artifacts, especially against your deck, which I think has a lot of enchantment artifacts.
So it just whenever you just
you have to spend 3 mana, remove
3
a
mana.
+1 counter from it,
okay.
destroy target artifact or enchantment. You don't have to tap or anything like that. So pass back to you, sir.
Back to me. Okay. And draw. Okay, I'm going to play a plains. Well, I can't have you be destroying my enchantments. So
Don't touch
I'm
my turtle,
going
man.
to tap for 3. I'm going to cast Lawmage's Binding. It's got flash, but I'm just casting it on my main phase anyways. Enchant creature. Enchanted creature can't attack or block, and its activated abilities can't be activated. So I'm going to put that on your Hydra. Now, there's definitely something to be said for putting on the 5/4.
But then I can just destroy it.
Yeah. I'm going to bring out another Faerie, because that is a enchantment. And then I'm going to move to combat.
Okay.
I'm going to swing in again with my commander. So it is a 3/4 with flying, death touch, and lifelink.
Death touch?
Yes.
I probably should have read that. Jeez. I can't block because I want to keep my fairy formation around. Flying, death touch, and lifelink. So I'm going to take 3 damage.
Yes.
Scratch my leg and go down to 14. Oh, you're it.
I'm then going to tap for 3.
Just get your lifelink before you forget it.
Oh, that's right too. Sorry. So I'm up to 30. Thank you for reminding me of that.
You have more than twice.
I'm then going to tap for 3 and bring out Shine Chaser. Shine Chaser is a fairy with flying and vigilance, and it gets +1/+1 as long as I control an artifact. It also gets +1/+1 as long as I control an enchantment. I only control an enchantment, even though it's on your creature.
Yep.
So it is a 2/2 with additional +1/+1, so it's a 3/3 with additional +1/+0, so it's a 4/3.
Yes, sir.
With vigilance. And I'm going to pass the turn now to you.
I'm tapping. Even my one play that seemed so good a few seconds ago doesn't seem great right now. All right. Play that first. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8.
8.
For the Parhelion. So 2 white and 6 of anything for the Parhelion. Legendary artifact vehicle.
Parhelion 2. It's the second,
Yeah,
right? Yeah.
Maybe there's there's ill, Parhelion ill. It has flying, it has first strike, it has vigilance. Whenever Parhelion 2 attacks, create 2 4/4 white angel creature tokens with flying and vigilance that are attacking. Crew of 4. I mean, it's good, but it's still a 5/5, so you can probably find a way to trade with it.
Just first strike vigil. Holy crap. It doesn't have haste though, right?
Doesn't have haste.
Thank goodness.
Yeah, so there's that. That was a lot of my mana. Chulane, I gotta keep kind of moving you over, Chulane. There's just no room for you with all this.
Now, even though the Law of Mage's bindings on this, you can still use this towards a crew cost, right?
Yes.
And the crew cost is 4 for that? Okay.
Yeah.
So that would, okay, so you still need more than that. Okay. So is it my turn?
Yeah.
Okay. Tap.
Of course, being a, artifact and a creature. Actually, right now it's just an artifact. It's not a creature. It's only when you crew it that it becomes a creature.
Okay, I'm going to play Plains. I'm going to tap for... I'm going to tap for 4. And I'm going to play Angelic Exaltation. It's an enchantment. Whenever a creature you control attacks alone, it gets +X/+X until the end of turn, where X is the number of creatures you control. So this is going to trigger Alela's ability. So that is a 5/5 first strike and all that other nasty stuff. Now, is it whenever it attacks or blocks?
Whenever it attacks.
Whenever it attacks. Okay. I'm going to move to combat.
Okay.
I'm going to swing in with just my commander. So she's currently a 3/4. But she's going to get plus 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6.
Ugh.
So she's going to be a 9/10 with Death Touch and Lifelink.
Like this turn, I would have happily just traded my Faerie formation, even though you probably could be cast anyway. But now I'm not trading anything. I'm chumping, or I'm taking 9 and you're gaining 9. I got to chump with 5/4. I mean, just to not take 9 because I went down to 5, which I have a good next turn, but not a great one.
Yeah.
You know? So unfortunately, yeah, I'm going to chump with my Faerie formation.
Okay. So I'm going to gain 9, so I'm going to up 39.
Faerie formation goes to the bin. See, I mean, if I had played Chulane out, I could have blocked there, and then I could have returned it before combat damage was done, and then you wouldn't have gained life. Once it was blocked, as long as there's no trample kind of thing. So, I mean, I maybe, instead of going for the big Pantheon or Parhelion, because that's an R, not an N. Parhelion. If I hadn't played Parhelion, but even then, he has Summoning Sickness, I couldn't have
But it's such a
that.
cool creature.
It's pretty cool. If I
Or
get one
cool vehicle,
activation
I should
off
say,
of
yeah.
it, you know?
Yeah, exactly.
It's still
So
pretty cool.
I'm going to now pass the turn to you.
Okay. I need something insane here. Because 1439. Destroy target creature. No, you're not destroy target creature. You're nothing. Alright. Well, I got one thing to do, and I'm going to do it. I'm going to go to combat. So I'm going to have to take my only 2 creatures to crew this big thing up.
Okay.
Crew 4. At least I have that option.
And then it's whenever it...
attacks, create 2 4/4 white angel creature tokens with flying and vigilance that are attacking. So he's a 5/5 with all that fun stuff, and I'm getting 2 4/4s.
4/4 angels.
Angels.
You know what? I have tokens for that, and I'll be right back with that. Okay, so you have the tokens on the board now.
Boop, boop.
And they've got vigilance.
They got vigilance.
Even though they
and
don't say
flying.
so on the token.
Yeah.
Well. Okay. I'm going to put... two of my fairies, which are currently 3 2s, in front of one of your angels. And that's it.
Surprised you're doing any blocking at all with that life total. Okay, so 9 damage will get through.
Yes.
And I will lose, and you'll lose 1.
I lose 2 of these.
Do 2?
Yeah. Yeah, because these
These are
are
3
3
twos?
2s. Yeah.
Okay.
So
Right.
9.
9.
I'm down to 30.
Okay. Now I have some tempo-ish kind of stuff here. So I'll tap the Fireman Vessel for a blue and a green, and then I will tap 2 planes for a total of 4 mana for the Shark-Toe Crab, who's a 4/4 with Adapt 1. His Adapt cost is 1 green, 1 blue, and 2 anything. And whenever 1 or more +1 counters are put on Shark-Toe Crab, tap target creature and opponent controls that creature is not untapped during its controller's next untap step.
Wow, nice.
So these guys are tapped. These guys have vigilance. That's tapped. I pass 2.
What triggers that? Whenever it adapts? Or
Whenever a counter is put on.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Okay. So my turn?
Your turn, sir.
Okay. I'm going to play a planes.
Let me know before you go to combat.
Okay. I am going to go to combat.
Okay. So I'm going to tap 4 to activate his adapt. Now, because his adapt is not a tap ability, even though he has Summoning Sickness, I can still adapt him.
Yes, you can, yeah.
I can do it at instant speed, but I have to do it before he declares attacker. So I am going to put a +1 counter on it, making a 5/5 Shark-Toe Crab. And I'm going to tap down your insane life linking. I mean, you can still attack with one of your other guys for a lot.
So this is...
It's tapped and doesn't untap during controller's next untap step.
Okay. So if I were to swing in with anything else... Yeah, I'm going to move to combat.
Okay.
And I am going to swing in with just the Shine Chaser, which Angelic Exaltation is going to trigger. So it's going to get +4/+4. It's already a 2/2, so it's 6/6, 7/7, 8/7.
So it's +4, but is it +1 for each creature you control or each creature not attacking?
Each creature you control, but it has to attack alone. It has to be has to attack alone.
So it's a 6/6.
So it's a 2/2, 6/6, 7/7, 8/7.
No. I will chump with an angel.
Okay. So the angel dies.
Angel down.
I'm going to pay 3 on the second of my phase and cast Smothering Tithe. So whenever an opponent draws a card, that player may pay 2. If the player doesn't, you create a colorless treasure artifact token with tap, sacrifice this artifact, add 1 mana of any color. It is a enchantment, so I'm going to create another Faerie token. That's my turn.
Cool.
And I'm going to pass the turn to you.
Still pretty desperate in need of something awesome. Like removal. Are you removal?
Oh, you drew a card. So do you want to pay 2?
Do I want to pay 2? So I couldn't even look at the card.
Oh no, you draw the card. You get to look at the card.
And then choose.
And then you choose. Because it's whenever an opponent draws a card. So you've drawn the card and now you have to make the choice.
I will pay 2.
Okay.
I'm not sure if that's the right call or not, but let me read this card later.
Sure.
So next turn, that flips over.
Yeah, but doesn't untap.
Doesn't untap. This turn I bring Chulane out.
For those of you who haven't watched this before, the way we keep track of creatures that don't untap during the next untap phase, we just basically flip them over. So then my turn will come along, we'll flip the card over, but we're not going to untap it. In case anyone was wondering, we didn't explain that. Sorry.
Okay, so I need to 1, 2. He's 5. I should let you have that damn treasure. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Yeah, I should let you have that darn treasure. It is what it is. I'll see if I can keep that train going. I'm going to go to combat.
Okay.
Okay, so these two will tap to crew the thing.
Okay.
Okay. So, it's going to attack, and you know what? Send the Sharktail Crab in there too, because you have nothing that's not flying for me to block anyway.
You also get the 2 angels, right?
Yeah. Actually, I'm not gonna, because I want to hold him back as a blocker, so
Okay.
I need him in theory. I mean, there's not much point in blocking though, because you give anything like an insane amount of thing. Man, I wish that enchantment wasn't on him, because I could just blow that thing up. Ifs, buts, candy nuts. So he's definitely attacking. Am I going to attack with the Sharktail Crab? Yes, I am.
Okay. And
Okay.
you also create the 2 angels, correct?
Angels. So there's the 2 angels. That's my pathetic little 14 life total.
You know, this may be a mistake. I'm not going to block anything this turn.
Okay, that's 19.
So that is 4, 8, 12, 17, right?
No.
Oh, no, he's got a +1/+1, so he's 5, right?
So it's 18. 5, 5, and...
Yeah, okay. So 18,
18.
so I'm down to 12.
Okay. I am going to... 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I am 1 blue, 1 white, 1 green, and 2 of anything. I will cast Chulane, Teller of Tales.
Okay.
Then I will
I'm
cast...
just going to get you to move this back. Sorry.
Bring some stuff back. These 2 are tapped. Okay. And then I'll tap these 2 to cast Leafkin Druid. So I can tap for green, but if I control 4 more creatures, I can tap for 2 green. But
Okay.
otherwise, he's a 0/3. Not very good for crewing. That's my turn.
That's your turn?
That's my turn.
Okay. So untap, and this doesn't untap, but I will be able to untap it next turn. Draw. Interesting. Okay. I'm going to pay 1 blue to bring out Witching Well. Excuse me. It's an artifact, and when it enters the battlefield, I get to scry 2. So it's going to trigger and create a Faerie. And I get to scry 2. I'm going to put those both on the bottom. I'm then going to pay 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7.
That's a board wipe, isn't it?
No. To cast Workshop Elders. It's a human artificer. It's a 4/4. Artifact creatures you control have flying. At the beginning of combat on your turn, you may have target non-creature artifact you control become a 0/0 artifact creature. If you do, put 4 +1/+1 counters on it. So I'm going to move to combat now.
Okay.
This is going to trigger. This is going to become a 0/0 creature. I'm going to put 4 +1/+1 counters on it.
Okay.
So now I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 creatures. I also control an artifact now, so this gets an additional +1/+1. I'm going to swing in with just the Shine Chaser. So, what did I say? 2, 4, 6, 8. So it's going to get +8/+8. It's a 3/3, so it's an 11/11. 12/12. 13/12. It's a 13/12 creature.
Okay. I'm going to jump with an angel.
Okay. And I'm going to pass the turn now to you.
Okay. Oops. Untap my turtle. Lots of land here. Now I think if I calculated correctly, I might have enough mana to do what I want to do. I think.
Now, do you want to pay... You get to look at your card first, but
No,
do you want to pay 2?
I need my mana.
Okay, so I'm going to get a treasure token. Treasure artifact enters the battlefield, and I get a Faerie.
I currently control 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Well, he doesn't count, but I control more than 4 creatures.
Yes, you do.
So he taps for 2 green. So I'm going to tap him for 2 green. Okay. Then I'm going to tap that for white and a blue, and that for a white.
So 2, 3, 4, 5 in total.
5 in total.
Okay.
Okay. We're going to go ahead with that. So I'm tapping those 5, and I'm going to cast Time Wipe. Return a creature I control to its owner's hand, then destroy all creatures.
Wow.
Okay, so Sharkdo Crab, I'm going to return to my hand.
Okay.
Okay.
And then destroy all creatures?
Yeah. So Chulane is going to go to the command zone.
Same thing with my commander. All my fairies that I've spent so long building up. Witching Well, because it was a creature at the time, also goes. My treasure token stays.
My angel goes.
Here we go. Oh yeah, and these go to the here as well too.
2, 3. I'm going to tap for green, blue, and then 2 of anything to cast the Sharkdo Crab.
Okay.
I'm going to crew my Pantheon.
Okay.
I'm going to go to combat.
Oh my god!
So just to explain what happened there, it wasn't a creature when I destroyed everything.
No, it
was
wasn't.
an
Yeah, because it wasn't
artifact.
crude. It was not crude. Yeah.
So it stuck around.
Yeah.
I bounced my Sharkdo Crab, who was my only 4-power creature, and I got to use him to crew the Pantheon, which is a crew of 4.
I so now regret taking all that damage. Because I was at such a high life total, I didn't think it would be an issue.
Yeah. So when he attacks, he creates 2 4/4, which is, I believe, lethal. That's 9. That's 8, and 5 is
Yeah.
13.
That's enough.
Did I win that?
You won that. That's insane. I really am kicking myself now for taking all that damage. But yeah, wow, that's out of nowhere. That was really good. Well, Travis, congratulations. You won the first Brawl Deck Showdown.
I won my first Brawl game.
Oh, that's right, too. Well, see, there you go. You were due for it. So
Yeah, due for a...
I guarantee you there's going to be shock and awe, and not because you won, but because of the way that victory unfolded. So, holy cow, I was like, gobstruck when that happened.
I did actually would have drawn a removal, but more importantly, I drew a board wipe. Because even then, you had enough to recast your commander. Oh, lifelink and death touch.
See, that if you hadn't been able to tap that down,
Yeah.
that was like that was huge, absolutely huge. And I really wish I had, and you see, I mean, it worked out perfectly for you as well, too, because you were able to destroy the one enchantment, which had one of your creatures locked down.
Yeah.
I had to spend another enchantment to lock down that creature that was able to
destroy enchantments.
Irony. So that slowed things down a bit. But yeah, this thing is just like, and you were worried about casting that.
Well, because it takes a while. I mean, you might have one mana destroyer to.
But I mean, look what it does though for you. I mean,
I know it's definitely good. But again, no haste, has to come back around to my turn. Granted, this is not a 4-player or 3-player multiplayer, so it has a more likelihood to come around. But I mean, white generally has a pretty good destroy target artifact enchantment.
Yeah.
So, and it's usually for 1 or 2 mana. That could have been gone. The Firemine Vessel, actually, I was tempted because I could have made that play or could have had my Charter Crab out a turn earlier. I chose that. I think it was the best play because it gave me mana to do more things.
I thought you were doing it to ramp into your commander because I know your commander costs. I mean, it's not 5 ridiculous cost. It's
but
5,
he does so much too.
Yeah,
like, I never even got to use his ability. I never played a creature after him. I don't think.
But yeah, that was crazy.
Actually, I totally did. I played the Leafkin Druid after him.
Yeah,
I forgot to draw a card and do all that stuff, but
because that helped you as well too because you were able to tap that for 2 at a certain point. So. Like, you had exactly the right amount that you needed in order to do all that. That's crazy, yeah. I was not expecting that at all. Because it's one thing to be able to board wipe, but it's another thing to still be able to have the mana to get something out as well, too. And yeah, so...
And have... That's the neat thing about the artifacts, is they do dodge that sorcery speed removal.
I'm so kicking myself for not blocking anything during that round of combat.
You blocked one thing the one time. I don't know that I even would have, because you had such a strong flying presence.
No, because the thing is, I wanted you not to be able to keep angels on the board because each turn you would swing in with that and then you creating 2 angels, so the next turn for blocking you have an angel 4/4, which is enough to crew that. So I wanted to put you in a position where you were constantly having to go through your angels. And I thought of doing that the second time you attacked, and obviously in hindsight I should have, but I was thinking, my Faerie's going to come back soon, I'm going to be able to get my life gain back online, I'm not going to have to worry about the life. I certainly wasn't expecting a board wipe or a board wipe that would then still
let me attack.
would ruin me. So no, that was great.
Because it was vigilance too. Like, I was able to attack and then
and all of them have vigilance. Like everything, like the vehicle angels. And both angels. That's so devastating, that thing. So,
and this is one thing I love about. I mean, this is not Commander and everything, but about Commander type things. And usually it's because of multiplayer thing. Is you usually get the opportunity to play a ridiculous 8 mana costed crazy thing to see what it can do. Whereas in like competitive standard or even moderately competitive standard, you're probably not going to see an 8-drop and you're probably not going to do something with that 8-drop.
Yeah.
It's not even fair to call it slower format, but I think it's a slower format than, heads up standard. So yeah, you get to have these big splashy plays with this like insane thing and do cool stuff with it.
Yeah. And part of me wonders now, like looking back now, like part of me wonders if I should have been swinging with everything, like been way more aggressive by error.
I think that thing might have actually saved me, ironically. I mean...
Yeah, because I thought I was getting so much value out of the Angelic Exaltation that I just wasn't...
You were with Lifelink.
Yeah, with Lifelink for sure. Yeah, but then I also had the Vigilant creature, so if I just swing in with the Vigilant creature, whereas if I didn't, like anything that you had, anything you had
me and my angels
could end up like killing individual ones. But I could keep creating fairies, so yeah, I think... But you felt the same way about the previous games as well, too. Like, you didn't, play it exactly the way it should be played. Yeah. It's so easy in hindsight. Like, knowing there's a board wipe and stuff coming, like, it's...
Well, like, in hindsight, what if I had played my Sharkdo Crab instead of my...
Yeah.
That would have sent me back 2 mana per turn. And I was doing a good job of using almost all my mana per turn.
And I was so excited that only happens when it gets +1/+1 counters on it. Because I was thinking, okay, he can only do this once... And then that's it.
Well, for 11 mana, assuming I can keep everything on the board, I could have done it every turn.
No, that was great. I was not expecting that at all. So, well, congratulations once again.
Thank you.
Anything else you'd like to say before we sign off?
I'm walking away on a high.
So thank you guys very much.
An abysmal first showing at the Brawl game.
Thank you guys very much for watching. If you haven't tried Brawl yet, definitely try it. I know we're hard on Wizards because they sort of steamrolled it after it came out. But it's a fun format, which I wasn't on board with at first, and then having played it is a lot of fun. You can sort of hear the swings that can end up happening, and especially if you can get into like a 4-player game, like a Commander style game, it can be a lot of fun as well too. So thank you guys for watching, and thank you, Travis, for coming out, and congratulations once again. And we will see you all in the next video.